We'll wait another minute. Oh,
Yeah, exciting.
Welcome, everyone. Yeah, we got a lot popping
hi.
on, so we'll wait a few seconds.
Hey,
And
Jennifer
while
Bradley.
we wait, Troy, can you give me share? Let me just send a
You
request.
bet. Yeah, here it comes.
Share.
Boom. There you go.
Perfect.
I've got to say, JA, your Zoom photo is awesome. Yeah, it's like who is that guy? It's like a model for a Russell print.
Okay, now he's got to show us.
This is
It's
his first team call. Welcome, welcome.
welcome.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, I think we should get started.
Yeah,
Okay,
Aaron.
let's do it. Win list. Who's doing that?
Dana's doing it. Dana, you got this, girl.
Okay, you guys, welcome everybody. Today is December 29th. The new year is almost upon us. And so, before we get started on this awesome topic tonight of goals and reverse engineering goals, if you've never done that, you're going to love this and you're going to look back and go, wow, why have I never reversed engineered my goals before? But let's get into our win list. What's important now? Um, I'm going to continue to say it until we get there, but convention is coming up. It's February 6th through the 8th. You do not want to miss it. I was told this by a mentor years ago. Not everybody in the room at convention will be six-figure a year income earners, but everybody that are six-figure a year income earners will be in that room. That's how important it is. So those who show up go up, and it gives us a really great opportunity to meet each other, even though we feel like we know each other from Zoom and Facebook and all that. It actually gives us an opportunity to like hug each other and be in the same space. And I know this is going to be, it's the kickoff for Super Patch, and I know it's going to be amazing by itself. But what I'm really looking forward to is the in-between times, the rubbing shoulders with like-minded people, the tips, the tricks, the trades, all the things that we get to talk about kind of offline are usually some of the most valuable tips that I walk away with. So that's important. And you can still get your ticket. In fact, you've got a couple days. So tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday to buy a Super 15 before it gets discontinued because it comes with a ticket, a free ticket, which is $150 value. That's a great way to get a ticket and load up on some patches before we have a price increase before that kit goes away. Reminder, tomorrow is Testimony Tuesday, 7 p.m. And then we're going to go straight into, I will not be on that one because I will be doing an actual in-person live patch party here at the house. Anybody in Treasure Valley, you are welcome. The graphic with my address is in the team page, either team page. And so it's not too late. I'm getting RSVPs already. I mean, still. And so call people tomorrow and just say, hey, what are you doing in an hour? I'll come pick you up and we'll go over to this patch party. It'll be a great way for you to have some last minute volume come into your organization. But for everybody else, this same Zoom channel will be Testimony Tuesday, and it'll go right into a business opportunity. So it's really important to be on that, especially if you're having a prospect meet you there. You're going to want to greet them. So be there. The kits that are going away Wednesday night at 11:59 Eastern Time are as follows. The Pan Am, I'm not even sure I know what that one is, but it's going away. The Omni, that is a good kit. It's going away. Momentum, Super 15. Super 15 is going away. That's that pack that's 575. You get 15 packs of patches that you get to choose. So if you've got anybody kind of on the fence and they were wanting to come in before the price increase and before the $1 membership goes away, you definitely want to introduce them to that kit. The Super 40 is going away. I do not know what the difference is between the Super 40 and the Flex 40. Flex 40 is still going to be here, so we're good with that. There was a Super 80 and a Flex 10. Those are all going away. So they're really streamlining the kits that'll be available for all of us. Okay, so And we have access to those at any time. So if you're thinking, I've got some events and some patch parties, I want to stock up, do that. Pro tip, if you do that, before you do that, look at your team's volumes and see who's close, maybe needs a little more volume to get to that next rank or maintain their rank, and consider placing your order on their account, which would help them and it would help you. So that's just a pro tip. The price increase takes effect on the 1st of January. None of us should be surprised by that. We've been talking about it for since we got here, really. And there is a graphic in the team pages. Just search for it, and if not, we can tag you on it to show you what the prices are. Basically, you guys, I had this conversation a couple times today. Anna's on here, and I had this conversation with her. I believe it was you, Anna. When I'm talking, nope, it wasn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. When I'm talking to people about the pricing, I start at $99. A pouch of patches is $99 retail, but you, as my customer, using my link, you're going to get it first, and you're going to start saying $69. It's still 60 right now, but $69 starting January 1st. That's a great savings. You're saving $30 off of each pouch. Why do I say that? And I don't go and even mention the $45. I don't want customers that are really just supposed to be customers to fill up spots as where the associates go, right? We get to go three wide, maybe four if you're rocking and rolling. And we've got five levels where we make the same income. But if you've got a customer in the middle of that that's not sharing, you actually really now have four customers. And if they're really a customer, then they're going to go sign up real customers. And now you're going to have a whole bunch of customers that really shouldn't be associates. Now, if people are going to share it, they can share it full time, part time, sometime. It doesn't matter as long as they're going to share it. Then, of course, they can sign up for an associate. So I don't even bring up the $45 unless I know that they're going to want to share it. And then I talk about that. So that's another little pro tip to think about. Okay, Smart Ship is a must. I'm going to give you a couple reasons why. Number one, you will be, if you are on Smart Ship, you'll be eligible to purchase tokens. And if you've been in the groups, you know what these tokens are. This actually allows you to participate in international or national advertising that Super Patch does. And all those orders go in a pool. And then when you have tokens, you get shares of that pool. You do not qualify to buy those tokens if you are not on Smart Ship. So that by itself, you're going to want to be on SmartShip. The other reason is to be commission qualified, you need to have two patches per month purchased personally, right? So go pick two patches you know you're going to go through, set it and forget it so that you don't run the risk of going, oh, I forgot to order my patches. Trust me, in the almost 15 years I've been in this industry, I have seen it happen more than I'm happy about, and there is nothing we can do to fix it for you. So just set it and forget it. The third reason, I think I said I had two reasons. The third reason is integrity, right? You want your associates and your customers to take advantage of SmartShip. They get some good perks when they do that. But integrity wise, being integral means I'm never going to ask somebody to do what I'm not willing to do myself. That's like a little, right? So be on that smart ship so that you are covered. And then one last what's important now list item. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, I would recommend that you have your month end done by 7 p.m. By 7 p.m. Why? Because it's New Year's Eve. People are going to be going out to late dinners, then they're going to be going to celebrate and parties, and you're going to be trying to fill orders to hit a goal. You're so close. People aren't going to answer their phones, and they're not going to be pulling their credit cards to buy patches when they're out buying champagne, right? So make sure that everybody's moved in your organization. Go into your holding tank and make sure that you've got people moved to where they need to go. Look at your geographical grid and make sure that your downline has done the same thing and send them a gentle reminder saying, hey, make sure to get your moves done because if it's not done by the time the clock strikes midnight Eastern time, it doesn't get done. And then they're all on your front line. So now you know what's important now. All right, let's go into celebration. And this time we're going to do it where you're going to unmute and you're going to celebrate something you accomplished this week or something one of your teammates accomplished this week. So if there's someone you want to shout out, now's the time. And I'm going to close this door because I'm hearing an echo from my husband's Zoom.
I have a shout out. I have a
Go.
few, but I wanted to shout out Jennifer Ballard because
Okay.
if you haven't seen, she had an amazing testimonial that she posted up in there. And I actually talked to the woman that of the testimonial. You guys, it's incredible. Go look at it. The doctor that it had this experience with her is very excited about what's happening. So Jennifer, thank you for first sharing it and then sharing the win. It's so cool. And you guys, I'll go look for it in the testimonial group.
Yeah, it really is amazing. Sylvia has been a mover and a shaker, and I'm so happy to have her join us with all of this. Something else that I don't know if you're aware of yet, Lori, is that she is in the process of setting up a big presentation that we're going to do with the Daughters of the American Revolution. It's a group, a local group, and they're sending out formal invites and everything. They're going to have like an open bar and food
Wow.
and all this stuff. Yeah, they're really expecting a lot of people to come to that. That'll be in January.
Awesome. Great job, Jennifer.
Yeah, thanks.
Who
Any
else?
other wins?
Yeah.
Well, I got a question.
Yeah.
I got in with the $1,900 pack. Does that give me access to the tickets to the convention? Did I get a ticket in that pack?
Great question.
That's
It's
a
not
really
in
good
that one.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not. It's not in the Flex 40. It's not in that one. It is in the 575. It was a promotion that they ran.
Okay. All right. So I need to go ahead and get a ticket.
Yeah, but you have lots of amazing patches.
Yeah, you do. Yes. Now there you can buy some of you, I don't know where you are. It's J, right? Is that your
Yeah.
Yeah.
J.A. Whitaker. I call myself Jaw.
Jaw.
J-A-W.
Oh, J-A-W. That okay, Jaw. Can I call you Jaw?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can go in. If there's anybody else on here that has not gotten their ticket and they want to, you can buy a 3-pack, and it saves you $25 per ticket. But if everybody pitches in $125, you can do it that way as well. Otherwise, it's in your back office. Just go to tools.superpatch.com, log in, click orders, place new order, and you'll see it. I think it's the third or fourth option, and you can get your ticket. And I can't wait to meet you in Vegas.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
I have a
Okay.
shout out.
Yeah, go, Carol.
Well, 3 weeks ago, I patched somebody and she was super interested and so all excited, and I gave her all the information. But then she just kind of ghosted me. And I asked her, "Is everything okay?" She was, "I'm just busy with Christmas." So I'm like, I let it be. And so a couple nights ago, she texts me and she asked me all these questions. I wake up in the morning and she became a consultant.
Oh, right on.
Like, oh my gosh.
Cool.
And my word for the year is let it be. Because
Let it
every
be.
time I let it be, it shows up. And then I had another guy that was interested, and he's going to be on the call tomorrow night. Goes, I want to see the testimonies, and then I'm going to sign up. So I'm excited.
Very
Cool.
cool.
That's
Good job.
important.
Woohoo, win.
Good, good. Okay, anybody else?
I will, Dana.
Yeah. Okay, Tracy.
So last week, a friend of mine, just one of the neighbors, I know her somewhat, and I knew she was having some pain, and she came over. She brings a little girl that she nannies for over to feed the horses. So she's always like, text me, "Hey, me and Jaxley are coming over." So I was talking to her about it, and I said, "I have something I'd like to show you." And she says, "Well, I have Jaxley. I'll come back at like 5." So she does. And I said, I want to show you a little magic trick. I said, and then you'll understand after. So I do the balance test on her. It's absolutely hilarious. I mean, I did it, and immediately she was like, she looked at, we were video, and she goes, "Holy shit." She goes, I can't believe it worked like that fast. And she's rubbing her arm. And I was like, I told you. So, anyway, so I sent her away. And kind of just as she was just saying, it was kind of like let it be. I gave Liberty in the pain patch. Clearly, has some shoulder pain and ankle pain and whatever. So I gave her some patches. Well, her husband years ago had a stroke, and he had like Bell's palsy on one side, and she went into this story about he got an ear infection, but the infection got into the bone. So as of like right now, he's had surgeries and treatments. Well, he's going to the hyperbaric chamber, and I want to say they have to go like three times a week. So all of a sudden, when she was talking about this pain patch, I guess he just has pain all the time, every day, just a level of pain. And so she says, well, let me put one of these patches, on your ear, like behind your ear. And he kind of rolled his eyes like, whatever. His daughter was there. She kind of did the same. She's like, listen, it's helping with my ankle, wakes me up in the night. I haven't woken up. So she puts it on there. Well, it was Christmas, obviously the whole week, all the stuff going on. Well, next thing you know, she's texting me, I need to come and get some more patches. And I said, well, we can get your account set up, blah, blah, blah. Oh, absolutely. So she came on Saturday and bought, I got the Flex BOGO. So I got me a lot of good patches too, Lori. And so I was like, oh, she goes, is that your office? Because I have a big tote. I'm like, yes. And you want Liberty and so like 4. And then we got her account set up. So, and he's the one that was like, no, she said, try it. I mean, what do you have to lose? Put the sticker on. It's nothing in it, yada, yada. And yeah, so
Good.
Wow.
Excited.
Congratulations, Tracy.
Yeah, that was,
awesome.
but yeah, the let it be, I think is important because all of a sudden it was just, I was like, you just kind of give things over to the good Lord. And it's like, it's going to be if it'll be. And sure enough, she's texting me, I got to come over. I'm out of patches. I'm giving him mine for his ear.
Great.
So
That's
anyway.
great. I love it. All right. Well, I'm going to hand it over to you guys, Lori and Troy. And are we doing focus tonight? We're going to talk about focus. Okay.
I'm going to
Awesome.
share a quick video. I found this today, and I think it's so precious because I have so many clients that this has helped with for this specifically. And I want you guys to remember the children when we're talking about focus.
It's around second. Okay, ready?
Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you mind telling me what's your favorite patch?
Focus.
How come?
Because whenever I am doing a project, I go straight something else. And my mom put on a focus patch and like these.
Oh yeah.
And I had put it on.
Yeah.
And I was working 3 hours straight on the one project.
Are you kidding me? And is that not normal for you?
It's not normal at all.
Well, how did it feel?
Felt different.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Do you mind telling me what's your favorite patch?
How many of
Focus.
you have felt different?
When I
Patch.
focus.
Yeah.
Oh, still playing.
Okay, we stopped it. How many of you have tried the focus patch and then you're like, I just feel different? It's not me too. So, a couple of point outs I want to share with you on the focus patch. If you're somebody like me, where focus is not something that I feel like I need on a daily basis, it's very oriented to something specific that I'm working on. I'll tell you that I tried the focus patch when I didn't have a project to do, and I'm like, I don't really notice anything. So even somebody that doesn't think they need it, I would highly recommend just getting it, having it on hand, because I've probably used maybe 8 focus patches in 5 months, but on the days that I needed it, I was so grateful. Now, there are people that run very high and have the squirrels running all the time, and they're going to notice focus right away, and they're going to notice it working very well immediately. but it also works for people that don't need it on a daily basis. I also, this is my superpower. Boost and focus together is what I do. I feel different and I feel like a superhuman. Troy has some focus testimonials too.
Yeah. Well, so I've got my, I don't know if you guys can see my arm. It's like this is my theta stack. So peace, joy, liberty, kick it. And then Lori threw on a rocket. She says, honey, you need a rocket. So I don't know what she means by that, but I do what I'm told. You know what I found with the boost patch, if I've got that peace, joy, liberty, and kick it, um, ADD, like attention issues, sometimes can be a bit of a trauma response based on just, hey, I've got something to do. If I go do that thing and I complete that thing, I'm going to be a different version of myself. There's a lot to that. But with kick it and focus on, it's remarkable because that chatter stops, calms the amygdala, and the clarity of focus. We can actually just get things done one after another. I had the same experience when we first got involved with Super Patch, and well, when I finally embraced it. I sat down and I opened up the YouTube channel. I recorded videos. I downloaded videos from the internet. I edited those videos, edited my videos, built a website called Ascend with Super Patch. That entire thing that you guys are seeing, I did in 2 hours. That would take me 3 days if it got done at all. So I am a huge supporter of Boost and Focus.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
amazing.
So I can't wait to hear your focus testimonials coming in on our group page because I think it's so important for us to hear from each other. And I know that I'm not alone in these testimonials. So no matter how small you might think it is, we'd love to hear from you in our testimonial page.
I would also like to shout out our friend Erin Garcia and her husband. Erin is in the mental health space, the coaching space, and I've been just loving going through her social media content. It's like, oh, that's on point. It's on point. So it's really beautiful that Super Patch is attracting individuals that are in the space at a very high level. So welcome, Erin.
Thank you, guys. That's all I have for focus, guys. Over to you, Dana.
All right, let's jump into it. You guys, maybe get your phones ready in case you want to take a picture of, I've got some slides to share or take some notes. But we're going to talk about goal setting. And I've gone back and forth today. I really did need the focus patch and I forgot that I forgot that I could have used one, but I was going to talk about re-engineer or reverse engineering our goals, and we are going to talk about that a little bit here in a minute. And then I was going to talk about how to create a goal for January. You guys, convention's coming up, and I want to ask you a question. I'm not asking it just to ask it, to hear myself speak, but to ask you to think about if you're going to convention, what rank do you want to walk across that stage at? Because any rank you put your mind to, you can do, right? And I'm going to give you some tips today on how to do that as well. But in general, for 2026, people, you don't have to wait till a new year to start a goal. It just seems to be a really good starting point, like the first day of a new year, and then get yourself all the way through the year with your goals. And we will, as we do these team calls, we will do a goal check-in, usually about June. Near the end of June, one of our team calls will be mid-year check-in to see where you are with your goals. So I'm a big dream board person, and I've got it where I can see it in my office. I take off. So I'm getting ready to take things off that got accomplished and put some new things on. And those are dreams, and they will remain dreams unless we can attach a goal to it. So we're going to talk about SMART goals. Now, I want you to ask a few questions of yourself, which we're going to go through here in a moment, because the last thing that I want to do for myself and the last thing that I would want for you is come to the end of the year or the end of the date that you set and go, gosh, if I had worked 5 more hours a month, I could have hit this goal. It is so, I have seen people come this close from a goal, and had they just had a little more time, they could have hit it. So I'm a big fan of getting my goals done really fast as I can, right? I'll set a time frame for it, and then it's like a game to try to beat my time frame. So that's one of the things. And I want to kind of cast a vision here. Why is it important to set goals? And I've got some notes here. I will tell you that top level performers, whether they are athletes, whether they're overachievers, whether they're business people, whether they've got projects, right? They set goals. All top level performers set goals. Setting goals gives you long-term vision and short-term motivation. Think about that. It gives you long-term vision and short-term motivation. If I were to tell each one of you, if you work really hard for 3 to 5 years on Super Patch, on your business, developing leaders, developing team, growing, you could create beach money. That's what I like to call it. You could be sitting on the beach with your feet in the sand and you're making money while you're taking a break, right? If I told you 3 to 5 years could give you beach money, would you work hard for 3 to 5 years knowing that then you'd have this freedom that we all want, right? You don't want to work 40 years to retire and continue to have to work to pay the bills. I know a lot of people in that situation as well. So when you set goals, you're giving yourself a long-term vision. And as you're kind of going through and setting your goals for 2026, I want you to even think beyond that. What does it look like for 1 year, for this year? What does it look like in 3 to 5 years? And what does it look like 10 years from now? Because I know where I'm going in 10 years. I know what I'll have accomplished in 10 years. Mike and I talk about it. We've got goals that we have moved up quickly. And some goals we've gone, that's not that important to us anymore. We're going to shift our focus here. Okay. So if you want to be among the top level performers, goal setting is a must. So let me share my screen. Get this party started. Okay. So I'm sure many of you have heard of this before, SMART goals. Okay. SMART is actually an acronym in this training. It stands for specific goals. We're going to go through each one of these. Okay. Measurable. That's really important. Achievable. Well, you can set a goal, but is it achievable? We're going to ask those questions so that we make sure to set it an achievable goal. Is it relevant? I've got some things on my dream board that aren't really relevant to me right now. I want to do them eventually, but they're not that relevant anymore. And that's okay because those will shift and change. So we're going to ask questions about that as well. And oops, time sensitive. Okay. That was the T in SMART. So let's start with the S, specific goals. Your goal should be clear and specific. And the way that I do that is I'll ask the 5 W's. Okay. What do I want to accomplish? What's my goal? Now, this can be financial. This can be, which could include, I want to get out of debt or I want to pay this off. We purchased a cabin and, we have a typical 30-year loan on it. And I want to pay that thing off in 3 years. And now I'm in competition with myself to pay it off faster than that, right? So what do I want to accomplish? I am very clear that's my biggest goal. I want to get that thing paid off because I don't want the payment and I don't want the bank getting any more money than they need to get with paying interest, right? So figure that out. For you, it could be I need a new car or I want to pay my car off or I want to get out of debt or I really want to take my whole family on vacation and I want to pay for it. Whatever it is, these are just some ideas. Write them down, write more than you can accomplish down, and then narrow them down into levels of importance and then stick with it. You should have 3 or 5 of these. And then you're going to prioritize what is coming first. What do I want to accomplish? Okay, that's the first W. Second W is why is this goal important? Why do you want to take your family on a vacation and pay for all of it? Why? You want to create those memories. You want to gift them something. You want to create an experience that they can talk about for years. Why is that goal important? Why do I want to pay my cabin off in 3 years? Because I don't want to be in debt. I don't like debt. I don't want to be in debt, and I'm in debt. I don't want to be. So that's my goal and that's going to keep me, that long-term vision or goal is going to keep me short-term motivated every short term, every month, every week, every day, keeping that in the forefront of my mind. So figure out, why is this goal important? Because if you don't have a strong enough why, you're not going to stick with it. You're just not. Okay. I know that when I started in this industry a little over 15 years ago, I had a big why. I was losing my house. 2008, the crash happened, and Mike's business was flourishing up to that point and then came to kind of a like screeching halt. We had 4 kids in private school. We had a large California mortgage at the time, and we almost lost our house. And I was introduced to network marketing, which I had poo-pooed for years and years and years. And we had a sale date, and it was June, and I was introduced in March, and I went to work, and I prayed like it was up to God, and I worked like it was up to me, and I kept that short-term goal in my mind, and I called the bank, extended my time twice, and by August, from March to August, I paid that house, caught it up, we saved the house, and then we were able to get out of debt, and within 12 months was able to retire my husband. Why? Because I knew what I wanted to accomplish, and I knew why it was important. These are very important questions for you to ask yourself, okay? Who is involved in these goals? It's not just you, okay? Look at it both ways. Who's going to help me accomplish these goals, and who are these goals going to involve? My family, my friends, my future, who is it? Me. Who is it also going to involve? My team. You can't do these goals by yourself, right? And you'll see here in a couple screens that there is an area in my example where you're going to have your own personal goals and then supporting the goals of your team. So who is involved? Write them down. Write down who you want to have on your team, on your dream team. If they're not here yet, call them and say, I am putting my 2026 dream team together. You have got to be on this journey with me. Why? Because I want to do business with you, and I want to travel with you, and I want to do these events with you. Cast that vision and call them and get them signed up right away. Like, do it before the month end so they can pay the less price on the patches before our increase. Okay. Where will this goal be worked on? Meaning, how are you going to accomplish it? Do you have patch parties scheduled? You know that you can count on Tuesdays, where we do our Testimony Tuesday and our business opportunity. You know you can count on that. Put that on the calendar. Be making sure that you've got a goal and how many people you'd like to have on that. Every week, if you had one new person every week on that on that call, that's 52 new people you could have introduced to Super Patch. What if half of them signed up as either a customer or an associate? What else? What else are you going to do to maybe even get out of your comfort zone? Like, where will this goal be worked on? Okay, social media, in groups. Lori said, in our group, if you've got great focus testimonies, share them in there. Why? Because all the people that are in there kind of checking us out, somebody's going to resonate with your testimony or the testimony of one of your people, right? So that could be one area where where will this be worked on is relevant. Okay. And when will this be accomplished? Set a date. Set a date, write it in your calendar. I'm a paper calendar girl, and I recommend that you print one and hang it somewhere, or get Troy's big ass calendar. It fills this whole wall. I think that's what it's called, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah, do that so you can see it. But if you're a digital calendar person, go and print a calendar so that you can, or as many calendars as you need to reach these benchmarks, and post them somewhere where you can see them. Okay. And we're going to go a little bit deeper into that. So do you hear what I'm saying? But when I say be specific, I'm talking details. Get real specific on what you want to do, why you want to do it, who's going to do it with you, where you're going to do it, which kind of could be an H is how, right? And when will it be accomplished? As we go on in a couple weeks, we're going to be talking about belief, and you don't have to worry so much as the how. You don't have to really worry too much about the how. Having a plan is a good idea, but if you know what you know, I know what I know what I know. I will have my cabin paid off, hell or high water, no plan B, within 3 years. because I know what I know. I don't have to worry about the how. The how will happen because I'm believing as though it's already done. We're going to talk about mindset in future calls. All right, measurable. So SMART, SM, measurable goals. Being measurable is important for tracking and assessing your progress. Because if you don't know where you're going and then you don't have an actual roadmap to kind of get there where you can go, okay, I can go this many more miles before I need a tank of gas, or I'm going to be here at this hour or whatever. You really need to have it measurable. So here's some questions you want to ask yourself. How much time is this goal going to take, right? Now, if you're thinking January, you want to walk across that stage as, say, a managing director. Okay. You got to know how much time that's going to take before you make that goal, right? You have 30 days, you have 31 days to get that goal done in January, right? So, how much time is it going to take? Meaning, how much time am I willing to put into this business? And some of us have kids at home. And by some of us, I mean not me, but some people have kids at home that take up time. Some of us have jobs that we go to 9 to 5. Some of us have other obligations. So you got to be reasonable with how many hours you're going to spend per week or per day. For me, it's per day. I'm going to do something every day. What is that going to look like? And at the end of this slide, we're going to show you how to reverse yourself into that to make sure that you're answering these questions reasonably and honest. Okay. Then you need to ask, what will happen as I approach this goal? That's the fun part. That's the I know what I know what I know. I'm going to be experiencing more money. My paycheck's going to grow. What am I going to do with that? Ooh, I'm going to have a little extra. I can pay that debt off, or I can put that in the cookie jar for our vacation. Or like what will happen as I'm approaching this goal? Okay. It's going to maybe allow for more time to do the things that bring you joy, right? Money doesn't buy happiness, but money can certainly pay for a lot of things that make you happy, right? And again, I want to be clear on that. Money is not who I worship. I worship the one and only God Almighty. But I am very motivated by money. Why? Because it can provide for me and my family precious moments. Mike and I were able to go to a little snow park right here in Eagle, Idaho over the break and pay for all of our grandkids and kids to go and do this event. And it was a blessing to them. So, it can allow you to do more things that bring you joy. So be thinking about those and write those down. Okay. A in SMART is achievable. Okay. Your goals need to be realistic and attainable. How realistic is this goal? Now, if I asked you, what do you want to walk across the stage at in February, and you have the month of January to do it, and you are a senior associate, or let's say team leader, and you tell me you want to be an MVP, is that realistic? My point is, yes, you can be an MVP, but can you get it done in the month of January? Maybe you're a phenom, but my point is you've got to ask, how realistic is this goal? Has there ever been anybody else to do it? It doesn't matter. You can always be the first. I've been fortunate enough to be the first a couple times, and it takes a lot of work. So this is why you got to ask yourself, how reasonable is this goal? If I have 24 hours a day and I need to sleep 8 of them, because yes, we do need to sleep 8 hours, can I use the rest of those hours? You got to eat. You gotta use the bathroom. You gotta do some things. Shower is a thing. Like, be realistic with your goal, okay? And base it on your other constraints, okay? Do you have the time to put into it? Do you have the money that you need right now to buy all the patches to do a month's worth of patch parties and not run out, right? Do you have the effort, the willingness to put the effort in, okay? And then you got to ask yourself, how can I accomplish this goal? Okay. Here's my favorite part. Start at the end and work your way forward. So if your goal is January 31st, you want to walk across that stage as a managing director. Go look at what it's going to take. That's going to be my example tonight. And I've got a slide for that. So bear with me. But you got to go, okay, by the 31st, I want to be this goal. This is what I want to achieve. So what does that look like? I have 4 weeks and a couple days. Okay. So we're going to talk about that in a moment, but But you got to ask, how can I accomplish the goal? And do the same strategy that we're going to talk about, reverse engineering your goals with your team. You cannot get there by yourself. You need a team. Right now is when you want to be making phone calls. And I've made several phone calls. Hey, I want to know what your goals are. I've got a couple that are calling me back. I've got a couple that go, I want to be boom, by that. No ifs, ands, or buts. And I'm like, great. Now I know how realistic this is. Well, I've got three people that have committed to going for this, this, and this. That gives me this much. I need that much. That means I got to go find two or three more teammates that also want to work this goal. And now we're going to hold each other accountable and we're going to be able to accomplish our goals together. Because when you help other people get what they want, you automatically get what you want. So this team part is really, really important. Okay, R in SMART is for relevant. This step is about ensuring that your goal really matters to you. You got to ask, does it seem worthwhile? So if it's a goal about taking your whole family on vacation, heck yeah. Heck yeah, I want to spend 7 days with my family on the beach, all expenses paid by me. That's worthwhile. I'm going to have all these memories. They're going to have all these memories. We're going to have bonding time. We're going to, all the things. Does this seem worthwhile? Is this the right time? Is this the right time? If you've got other goals that could impact or other needs that you need to accomplish that will impact you reaching that particular goal, whatever that is this the right time? If that answer is no, that's great. That's okay because now you know to go and set a different goal so that this big dream goal can be one that you could maybe do next year or the year after that. We've had to delay goals or dreams to achieve things because the timing was better for certain things, right? Does that make sense? Can I get a head shake? Yep, yep. Okay. Does this match my efforts? Does this goal, is it relevant to match my efforts? Meaning, am I willing to work as hard as I'm working today? Or am I willing to work harder than I'm working today? Like, does this match my efforts or my needs? Okay, so you got to ask that. And then the last SMART T is time bound. Every goal needs a target date. When are you going to accomplish it? So I want to encourage you all to set a January goal so that you can walk into convention, head held high, going, I wanted to be a director or a managing director or whatever it is, even a team lead. If you're brand new and you just got here, even a team leader, whatever it is, set a goal for January, but then also go through the end of the year and set your big audacious goal. What can you get accomplished in a year? Okay, what does it look like 6 months from now? Okay, if you hit your January goal, then you got 5 more months to get to where you're halfway to the big goal. What does that look like? Write that down. So if it's a title or an income amount, income, here's the safe bet, and it's pretty much the same across all the, network marketing companies with some variations. Take your total volume and figure on earning about 10% of that volume. Why? Even though we make 15% or 25%, because once our organization gets really deep, we make 2% and 3%. So figure about 10%. If you make a little more than that, that's awesome, but at least you're being reasonable in that. So if you want to make, $10,000 a month, then your organization should look like you've got about 100,000 pumping through it every single month, about, give or take. Okay. That's not science. That's just a way to kind of manage your expectations. Okay. What is it going to look like 6 weeks from now? So we're not going to set this goal for a year from now and then not get busy with it until October. We got to start right now and create these benchmarks. What can I do today? Who can I call today? What can I post today? What value add can I add to my followers in a group or on my wall if I'm using social media? Who can I have lunch with today? Who can I call today to set up lunches with or coffee dates all week long? Who can I invite over for coffee? Listen, I know not everybody can go to a coffee shop and spend $6 on a foo-foo coffee every single day of the week, but everybody can afford a pot of coffee, right? And invite people to your home. And you can get creative, right? All right. Now let's talk about reverse engineering your goals. Are there, before we go on, are there any questions about the SMART goals? Does it all make sense? Okay. Awesome. All right, let's talk about reverse engineering your goals. Start with the end in mind, and that's you want to know what your goal or your target is, okay? You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the levels of your daily actions. Keep that, write that down. Like write that down. Take a picture of that, say it like I know that my achievement of my goal is up to me. And again, we talked about you need your team, right? But it's up to you to create this team environment. Make sure your upline knows what your goals are. Make sure your downline knows what your goals are. But at the end of the day, you've got to put the work in. So you've now named your goal. You named it. I want by December 31st of 2026, boom, you've named it. You've asked all those questions to make these SMART goals, and your goal, one big main, you're going to have many goals, but your main big goal, you've named it. Okay. Now you're going to go into your calendar, into your reminders, ask Siri to remind you on certain days of certain things. You want to create these milestones. Okay. So you're going to have monthly benchmarks where you're going to be keeping track of your forward moving actions, right? To get you closer to your goal. You want to have weekly targets. Okay. So I work 7 days. Like I'm thinking Monday through Sunday, and then Monday's a new day. I'm going to go in and I'm going to go, okay. And I'm going to show you here in the next slide how to break that down, where you should be. And I want you to literally, it's the best tool you could do. I've got four whiteboards on my office wall that I use for this, or you simply can get print out a paper calendar, and you're going to go through. Of course, I don't have mine written on here yet, but the first is on a Thursday. So your first weekly goal is going to be benchmark is going to be here. And I'll show you how you're going to get to that benchmark. And then the next one's going to be here, here, here. And by the end of the month, you're going to have met all those weekly targets. By keeping track weekly, you're going to go, I'm on track. This is great. I'm going to keep this pace going. Or you're going to go, ooh, I fell a little short. Which one of my teammates needs a little extra support? Who can I do a Zoom with, or a call, or, a celebration call, whatever? You can ask that kind of question. Or, wow, I way overshot this goal. Maybe I'm not dreaming big enough. I'm going to get it done earlier than expected. Okay, but at least you'll know. Okay, and then daily actions. Come up with your non-negotiables. Every day I'm going to do blank. Okay. So if you've got an hour a day to spend and that's all you got to make that hour count. So you have 60 minutes, break it up into 6 tasks of 10 minutes each, or break it up into 2 tasks of 30 minutes each, whatever that looks like for you. Come up with your daily actions and then write them down on your calendar, and don't cancel that appointment. That is an appointment for you, for your future, for your goals. Don't cancel on yourself. Okay, it's not like a dentist appointment. You can call and say, I can't make it. I don't feel good. It's not an option. Now, life happens. Okay, but I'll tell you what, on days that I don't feel good, I've got my phone in my hand and I'm putting inspiration. I'm planning out my posts in a little group that I've got on Facebook or in my note section. I'm doing something. Okay, I'm commenting on somebody's post on Facebook, even when I don't feel great. Okay. All right. And then, like I said, calendar each benchmark so you know that you're on track. Now, here is my example. Let's say in the month of January, you want to become a managing director. Now, fill this into whatever it is for you. If you want to be a team leader, you want to be an RVP, doesn't matter. Just figure it out. Okay. And here's how you back yourself into it. You go figure out, you look at if you don't have this printed, I have like 4 of these printed because I can never find the one I'm looking for when I need it. So having more than I need, you can go to this comp plan at a glance. This is in the resource section of your back office. Print this out. Okay. And so for this instance, I need to know what it's going to take to get to managing director. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to see what the requirements are. I need 33,000 in total group qualifying volume. That's what that TGQV stands for. Okay. Total group. This also says that I need one team leader. A team leader needs 3,000 points. Okay. And I need two directors. Okay. And that's a director is 11,000 points for their team. Okay. When you add all that up together, two directors at 11,000, that's 22,000, and one team leader, that's 3,000. You're looking at 25,000. You need 33. That means you've got 8,000 left over. Guess who's taking responsibility of that 8,000? Moi. That's me. I'm gonna commit to my goal to take care of that 8,000. Now I can do that by motivating or inspiring. You can't motivate people, but you can inspire them. I can go look at some other teammates that I have that might be going a little slower than they want to. Maybe they don't believe in themselves enough. I'm going to go have a few conversations and I'm going to be doing patch parties and Zooms and coffee dates. I'm going to be doing all the things because I've got 8,000 point gap with this particular goal. Okay. So the end is in mind. I need a team leader, two directors, and 33,000 in total group volume. Okay. There are 4 weeks in January. I'm breaking that 33,000 divided by 4. That means every week, 8,250 points need to come into the organization. This is another reason why you want to write those down on dates in your calendar on the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, the 29th, so that you can go back on those dates and go, ooh, we did it by the skin of our teeth, or wow, we overshot it. Our team is on fire. I'm going to ride this momentum. And you can adjust on the fly. Okay. Now, when you've got 2,000 each week coming from you, you got to break that down even further. So I want you to think daily, your team, every day, your team needs to bring in 1,179 points. That doesn't sound like a lot if you're thinking flex 40s. You get somebody like Jaw that comes in and he buys $2,000 worth of product. Bam, you just hit that for that day. Do you see what I'm saying, you guys? When you break it down like this, that doesn't seem unreasonable. If there are 5 people that you're locking arms with or you're holding accountable on your team, and all 5 of them bring in an Omni pack or an Omega, whichever one they're not getting rid of, you've just way overshot that. Okay. You guys, I signed up, I ordered my kit November 1st. And I was able to, with the help of an incredible team, by casting a vision of going for flex 40s, I was able to go vice president in month 1. That's 99,000 in volume. We did 170 something thousand volume because of vision casting. So when you break it down like this, it's totally doable. Now, what about that 8,000 that I'm committed to, right? I've got to do 2,000 a week. So I break that down. That's only 286 BV coming from me, my efforts. I could go sign one person up a day or one every other day coming in with the pack, and boom, it's done. Okay. And you're benchmarking it. And every week you're going to go, okay, we hit it. Or, ooh, we got to work harder. Oops. I hope that helps. Um, any questions? I know I went through a lot of that fast. Am I still sharing my screen? Or are we good?
I have a question.
Yes. Who is it?
Point values. How do
Okay,
they count? Is it dollar value that you're selling, or how does that count?
No, when you look in the back office, there is a dollar amount and then there is a point value. So for instance, I don't even know what the PV is on a pack of patches. Do you, Lori? I haven't even paid attention.
I haven't
But
really paid attention, but I do know that some of them are actually more point value than dollar amount.
Yeah.
so I guess it varies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Carol, in your back office, if you look at your little snapshot where it's got that circle and you click into it, it'll say you're 50% of the way here or whatever. You can go in and see what your team group volume is daily. You can see it daily. And you can even break it down. There are some reports back there, which we are going to do some report training. I think we scheduled that down the road anyway. There are some
I
reports.
looked at the training, and it's like over my head. I was
Yeah.
like, it's so I guess I have to look at it again too. How
Yeah,
much
when
did you
Lori and
learn?
I got together and we scheduled all these trainings, we are, our goal is to make sure that we're training at an eighth grade level, right? So that everybody understands it because it's confusing if you're not, yeah, if you don't know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, okay. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Any other question?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
All right. I understand a little bit about the 3x5. You got three legs and 5 levels deep. And I understand a little bit about the placement, but when you started talking about putting people in positions as customers and distributors and how that kind of affects the your payout as far as the levels it's going to pay you. Can you just kind of roughly go over that just real quick? I'm thinking now, if you're only going to have 3 legs, but you don't want to stack any of your customers in there with your distributors, then do you do 4 legs and have that leg there for customers, and then
Good
just
question.
build distributors?
Yeah. So customers are not, you don't move customers. When somebody goes to your website and they click shop, they are your customer. And that volume is your personal customer volume. That is irrelevant of placing your associates. Same thing with your associates. If you've signed, let's say you sign 3 business builders up, when they have people that go and just become their customers, that volume stays with them, but it's not within the structure. So I'll tell you what, I'm a visual learner. And what we can do is we can schedule when you've got new associates that you have enrolled. Maybe you have already, I don't know. But when you have that, you have a calendar month to get them all moved. I would like to hop on a Zoom with you and with Anna, and we can show you how to do that. Of course, we're going to, ask you a couple questions and we're going to let you know what the comp plan looks like when you do that. And we will talk about it, but it's better on a one-on-one when you actually have it to see so that you can see it. And I'll walk you, Anna and I will walk you through that so that you understand it without a shadow
So
of a doubt.
also, your customers will show in your personal volume. So it will show as a personal volume for you.
Yeah. So, in fact, Kathy's on this call. We did this exactly today. And I asked her questions. Who do you think is going to work sometime full-time, part-time? Who do you think isn't maybe just going to, order consistently? We asked those questions. I also reassured her, by the way, anywhere you place people in your 5 levels, you lose nothing. The comp plan's exactly the same. You make the same amount of money from level 1 to level 5. So you get to help other people and not lose anything yourself, which is really unusual from other comp plans I've worked with. So, and then together I'll say, here's what I would do and here's why. Or you could do it this way and here's why. And then you get to make that decision that's best for your goals. And I can't wait to do that with you.
And your distributors or associates, their customers count towards your volume as well, correct?
All your group volume.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. It's so good to see you on this call, Anna.
It's good to be here. I'm excited.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, I have another question. You said something about like if maybe one of your team members needs some pushing up and like you need to order them a kit and for you. How does that work? I mean, how do you know? I just I don't know. I'm just so new. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, again, there's reports. So you can actually see when you go to, let's say, any of the reports, you can click on their name or info. There's a little word called info. When you click on that, that will bring up their card, if you will, and it'll give you information, including their dashboard.
Okay.
Uh, I do a lot of what I map out my team on paper. Like these forms are in the team pages that you can
Okay.
print off and we've got team lead, director, managing director, and I scribble all over these things. So I know, ooh, Betty is a little short, or Betty way overdid it. I'm going to call her and say, hey, run for the next one because you're really close. Like I just have a pulse on what my team is doing. And you can
Okay.
get that from several reports. I would get with your enroller or your upline, or up, depending on,
Rita, it's Rita.
yeah. Okay, good. Well then, oh, Rita, which Rita? Kurdock or
No, yeah,
no?
Kurdock.
Okay, okay, good. Well, I can definitely help you with that then too, because I am, on Rita's on my team as well, which means you're on my team. So we
Okay,
could schedule a time to do that.
that'll be great. Thank
Yeah,
you.
good. You're welcome. Okay, well, we are just about at that hour mark, unless there's any other questions.
Fantastic.
So
Fantastic
good.
training, Dana.
Yeah.
Epic.
Good,
Thank you.
good. You're welcome. I love it. Okay, well, if there are no other questions, I'm going to say Happy New Year. Don't let the new year come and go without you getting all of your business done. Go look in your back office, pay attention, see what you need, make some calls, and finish really strong. How you finish December is really going to dictate how you're going to start 2026. And I am not delaying. I'm going to work all the way to the end of the month. Well, I'm going to try to be done by 7 p.m. And then we're going to start January off really well. And I hope to see all of you at convention.
Likewise. Beautiful.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Thanks.
Have
Thanks,
a fantastic
Dana.
patch party tomorrow, Dana. And for those of you who are not at the patch party, we will be doing the Testimonial Tuesday with a business opportunity afterwards. So we'll send that information out. Thanks again, Dana.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Right. You're welcome.
Bye,
Good
everybody.
night,
Thank
Joe.
you.